City of Stevens Point Public Policy and General Government Committee meeting, recorded June 14, 2021.
All right, it's 7:20. I will call the Public Policy and General Government meeting to order. For everybody in attendance and online, this is a hybrid meeting, and some people are attending via Zoom and others are here in person. Anyone who has been vaccinated against COVID-19 may choose to wear a mask or not. Anyone who is not vaccinated, you should please wear a mask. All right, first on our, we do have a quorum. Chair Leak is excused, and we have a quorum. First on our first order of business is our license list. We will be taking a number of these together if they are similar license types. So taking A and B together, this is a Class B beer, Class C wine license for Mama Mai's Noodle Cafe, and also for the Violet Basil. I would entertain a motion to bring this to the floor.
Alder Fischler, I'll move to approve the Class B beer, Class C wine licenses for both Mamma Mia's Noodle Cafe and the Violet Basil.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Alder Nebo. Any comments from, where's our chief, assistant chief? Nothing at all? Okay. Any questions or comments from the committee?
I just wanted to clarify, these are new licenses for these businesses, or are these renewals?
The Mama Mae's they changed corporation names, so they are in business, so it's just somewhat of a change. The other one is a new one.
All right. Any comments, questions from the public? Seeing none, we bring it back to the committee. We have a motion to approve. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Next, we will take C and D together. This is commercial animal establishment license for the Barking Lot, and same thing for Country Paws Bed and Biscuit. These are both grooming and boarding facilities. I'll entertain a motion to bring it to the floor, please.
I will move approval of the commercial animal establishment license for the Barking Lot at 3432 Minnesota Avenue, Stevens Point, and the commercial animal establishment license for Country Paws Bed and Biscuit, just because it's fun to say, at 2107 Country Club Drive, Stevens Point.
All right, thank you. Assistant Chief Kuso, do you have any issues? All right. Anything from the committee?
Second.
Oh, sorry, there was a second.
I'll second. Alder Keemer.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry about that. Anything from the committee? Public? We have a motion and a second. Thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Next on the license list is junk dealer and recycler license for Express Recycling at 2608 Water Street. I'll entertain a motion, please.
Alder Keemer, motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Thank you. Assistant Chief? Anything from the committee? Public? Seeing none, we'll bring it back. We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Next, we'll take F and G together. This is the taxi cab company license for Century Services LLC at 1800 North Point Drive, and G, taxi cab company license for Spitfire Transport at 100 Forest Street. I will entertain a motion, please.
I'll move approval for the taxi cab company licenses for Century Services LLC at 800 North Point Drive in Stevens Point, and also for Spitfire Transport at 100 4th Street in Stevens Point.
A second?
I'll second.
Alder Kneebone. Any concerns? No. Anything from the committee? Anything from the public? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Next on the license list is the taxi cab driver's licenses. We have one license, Lewis Patton for Spitfire Transport. Entertain a motion.
Alder Kiemer, motion to approve.
Need a second?
I'll second.
Chief, Assistant Chief? No. Any questions, comments? Anything from the public? We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Next, we'll take I and, these are all the same. I, J, and K together, they're all the same. Temporary Class B license. These are picnics. First one is St. Peter Parish, Sunday, July 25th. Temporary Class B license picnic for Jammin' Julie. Sorry, Jammin' in July, July 31st. And then temporary Class B license for Create Portage County for Wonderful Water Half Marathon on October 2nd. All great events. Entertain a motion, please.
I'll move to approve the temporary Class B license for Picnic St. Peter Parish for St. Peter's Sunday Fun Day on July 25th, 2021. The temporary Class B license for Picnic for the Awesome Jammin' July LLC for Jammin' July LLC on July 31st, 2021. And a temporary Class B license picnic for Create Portage County for the Wonderful Water Half Marathon, which I will watch, on October 2nd, 2021.
All right.
Alder Kiemer, I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Assistant Chief Kuzma.
The only thing I'd like to say is for Jammin' in July, we have not received an event application yet for that. So we would like to see what that entails, how many people, where exactly it's going to be situated, and if they're in need of law enforcement or auxiliary. St. Peter Parish is something that's reoccurring, and Create Portage County, we've been working very closely with Greg Wright with all of his events, and we've had no issues whatsoever with that.
Okay. Any questions from the committee on that?
Do we need to amend that, or can we?
I have a question. In light of what Assistant Chief has said, should we amend the motion to add the requirement?
Depends on
Is he ready to? Yeah. Okay. I was waiting to see if he was going to raise his hand.
Yeah, could I,
There we go.
is it okay to speak?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, thank you very much. So, Officer Crusoe, so we have submitted the application weeks ago. That will come from the Parks Department, is that correct?
Okay, I can talk to Dan Creamer and see if we can look through that. I know it's not till July 31st, so we have plenty of time to do this. But we're just looking.
Oh, okay. Hopefully you guys still there?
Yeah, I thought somebody else was trying to get in. I can talk to Dan.
Yeah.
I can talk to Dan Creamer if it actually had gone through them. Usually it goes through the clerk of courts, the clerk's office, and then send it to us to review. but I can give you a call and we can figure that out.
Yeah, my contact information is all in the forms. When we had contacted, the Parks Department, we made sure to have this done in time and submitted to you guys before this meeting, so I guess I'm not sure why it wasn't. You had mentioned attendance. So the expected attendance at any one given time is between, and we've kept numbers over the years, is between 70 to 85 to 90 people at any one given time. This is our 5th annual event. So I know you mentioned in the past, the parish, they're an ongoing event that is annual. Create Portage County, they have an annual event as well. Ours is the same. And this is our 5th year. We've had absolutely no issues in the past. And we do everything we can to make sure that there's, absolutely no issues whatsoever. I know that in the past, we've worked directly with the police department to make sure that anything that you guys need done or any questions you have, we thoroughly can answer any questions that there are. And whenever we've had our events, the police force will often have officers drive by more frequently, just in case there's someone parking where they're not supposed to, or if any kind of issues arise. But yeah, just want to reiterate that we've never had any issues and don't expect any.
Okay, sounds great. Do you need any auxiliary at that event? Have you had any in the past?
No, we have not had any in the past. We've never had a need for it, to be honest. We have quite a number of volunteers that help out with just making sure that everything's flowing smoothly. We have licensed bartenders that, of course, will do their job professionally. So yeah, there's not really a need that we've had so far. If that ever becomes something, we will definitely reach out.
Sounds great. Thank you very much for that explanation. And I'll work on looking up that application, but I'd approve it. We'd have no issues with it.
Chair Jennings, Director Kramer has his hand raised on the Zoom.
Please go ahead, Director.
Everyone hear me okay?
Yep.
I just want to add, we do have the application in our office, and this is an event that's been returning, and we've had nothing but a great working relationship. Just for clarification, though, the Parks Department special event application under its current format is reviewed by the Parks Department and/or the Parks Commission. We do not forward to the Police Department. The applicants are directed to handle the alcohol licensing through the clerk's office and the PD. By all means, we'll definitely forward it to AC Cuso tomorrow. But the applicant was directed upon completing it that for the alcohol portion, that is to go through those two departments.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you. AC
And that was done.
Cuso, I have a question. Would you feel more comfortable if we did, we could amend to do a conditional approval, or do you feel like you have enough information?
I've got enough information. I think it's good for approval.
Okay,
Absolutely.
great. Everyone okay with that? Yep. All right. All in favor signify by saying aye for all of these licenses. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Next, we're moving on to the request to hold events which include street closings. First is the Riverfront Rendezvous. This is June 30th through July 5th. Director Kramer.
Not much to add here. Ultimately, late on June 30th, we start setting up with our tents, and we work around events like city bands that they can still have their events set up. But then we do close the street to allow for setup and staging on Crosby. I think it's been done this way for going on 35 years. So just looking to get that approved for the 36th year.
All right. I will entertain a motion, please.
Alder Fischler, I'll move approval to request the street closing for the Riverfront Rendezvous for Wednesday, June 30th through Monday, July 5th.
Alder Keeper, I'll second.
All right. Any questions for the director? Anything from the public? All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you, Director Kramer. Next is Discover Downtown on July 17th. This is a recurring event. The information is in your packet. I will entertain a motion, please.
I'll move to approve the request to hold an event, street closing for Discover Downtown on July 17th, 2021.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. AC Crusoe?
No issues.
Not at all? Okay. Any questions?
Is the applicant on the line or anyone here from the Alliance or?
No.
Okay. I guess my only question was I noticed the street closure that they had marked on their map only went to the top of the square to 2nd Avenue, whereas I think for the 4th of July parade, they wanted to close the entire public square. I didn't know if that would be helpful for them to close all of 2nd Avenue on the square, or if there would be additional concerns for that. I mean, there are businesses that might want to have their merchandise on the sidewalk as well, so. But if the applicant is not on the line, then yes.
AC Crusoe, do you have any opinion on that?
I might be able to answer that. For the 4th of July parade, the reason that the square remains, they have to exit that way to
Sure.
get through.
Okay.
Discover Downtown, for as long as I've been here, it's been from Strong's Avenue right to the square.
Okay.
And that allows for more parking too on the square, because parking is an issue during that event.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Anything from the public? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye for the Discover Downtown parade on July 17th. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Motion carries. I think I just mixed up my dates. Next is the 4th of July parade on July 4th. Need a motion to bring this to the floor.
Alder Fischler, I'll move to approve the 4th of July parade on July 4th, 2021.
Alder Pemer will second.
It feels almost strange to be doing this, doesn't it? After the past year. AC Crusoe, anything?
No issues for working with them for auxiliary volunteers.
That was my only question, because it's sort of open-ended on this application.
It
so.
is, it was on, then it was off, and now it's on again. So we're working on getting some auxiliary, and then they're just gonna be working on getting volunteers themselves as well. To help block off and get everything safe and done.
And you're also talking with streets about no parking signs, is that? All right.
They'll be put up the day before.
Okay, great. Any other questions? Anything from the public? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second for the 4th of July parade street closure. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next is Team Sherrill UWSP Pink Game promotion on Wednesday, September 15th. This is a recurring event. Motion to bring this to the floor. Alden, Yvonne?
Before I make the motion, I just think it's great that all of this stuff is finally coming back. Yay. I would move to approve the Team Sherrill UWSP Pink Game promotion on Wednesday, September 15th, 2021.
Great, thank you.
I'll second. Alder Fischler.
All right. Motion and a second.
No issues at all.
None at all? Okay, great. Any questions for the chief or any? All right, anything from the public? All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor of the Team Sherrill UWSP Pink Game promotion street closure signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Next agenda item is consideration of creating a housing task force. There is a memo in your packet from President Johnson. To start the discussion on this, I would like to entertain a motion, please.
Alder Fischler, I would move to approve the task force for housing.
All right.
Alder Pemer will second.
All right. thank you. President Johnson, do you mind giving us an outline of this, please?
So first of all, I want to thank Alder Dalton for her help and Director Kronosky, and the many, many people who contacted me, builders, people who work at banks, people who work with homeless individuals, United Way, CAP Services, so a lot of different people have contacted me about this. So a lot of input, and there's a lot of buzz about it, and so people are excited. If you recall, one of the things, and again, gets to in my memo, as we, in the development of our strategic plan, which I'm very excited, you'll all get to see that pretty soon, probably next month. But one of the key things that came out of our strategic plan, again, nearly 2,000 surveys from residents, hundreds of interviews, hours and hours and hours of discussion by the steering committee, was that a couple of key things, but housing was a clear issue in Stevens Point. We saw it in our 2017 housing study, and it's not just, some people said, well, this can't be just about affordable housing. This is about the full range, and that's why you see it described the way we put it. Again, working with the director and the alder, we went through what we saw as a scope. Everything from homelessness to near homelessness to housing affordability, housing quality. Is our zoning code somehow interfering with our ability to maybe make housing more available, more affordable? Is it getting in the way of some unique opportunities? So there's a wide range of things. When I wrote this, I purposefully tried to create it so it was open enough to allow the flexibility for any group to evaluate that full range or dismiss them. They'll say, zoning's not a problem. That's great. I also thought it was important to sunset it. Otherwise, it could languish. I've worked on a number of committees that don't have deadlines, and what happens? It languishes and nothing happens. So I thought it important to sunset it, to say, do your work, bring it back to us so that we have some actionable things to do, whether it's us as council or partnerships we need to build in the community, or if it is zoning, what are those things? I think the one thing I'm concerned about, the way I drafted the charter, is there's a lot of people there. And the reason I have a lot of groups listed there is because those are all the groups that contacted me and asked for representation. And I worry about quorum, and because this will have some governance, which they'll need to pull together as quorum. But this is the way we structure the county's complete count committee for the census. Is I was given pretty much liberty to develop the committee the way I wanted it. We brought in people from, again, very similar swath to make sure that everybody was counted, and we got our work done in a very short order. We had a task to do in 9 months. We got it done. We had a large group of people. We never had quorum issues because people were dedicated to this, and they knew it was a very short snapshot in time to get the work done.
Okay. Any questions for President Johnson? And you did work, sorry, I jumped in. You did work on this with Alder Dalton?
Yes, I did.
And Director Kronosky.
Yes.
So thank you for that work. It looks like I counted up 18 groups that will submitted their interest in this.
There were more after I drafted it, but
Okay.
I reminded folks that these are open meetings and there'll probably be subcommittees. And so the participation can expand if there's subcommittees, so.
All right. Mayor Wiesa did give us a memo just as we sat down, so I asked that that be put on file. Any other questions? Anything from the public?
Alder Dalton, did you have anything? I don't want to hog the mic. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Alder Dalton. Just want to emphasize that we love the scope of this as broad and inclusive of all housing, as there are housing is something that everybody needs here, and it has both an impact on the individuals who are paying for it, whether it's rent or ownership, and it has an impact on the city and our own finances. And so I think what we can do as the legislative body and coming up and bringing in citizen members to kind of generate some new policy ideas, I think is a great opportunity for us. So I appreciate your support on this.
I did have one question too, maybe for Director Kronowski. So has anything like this ever been done before in Stevens Point? Like, I know that there have been some surveys done in the past, and how would this kind of compare to any surveys that were done in the past?
There's been a number of iterations of initiatives done through Portage County Business Council, most recently Prosperity 2040, which has really dwindled out. There was a component that included housing, more focus on the workforce housing component. I don't think the committee is going to be trying to rewrite the whole code. It's going to be looking at, that's probably where you're starting, is what's already been done, how can we implement what's already been done, what needs to be changed, and what was the purpose for it not being implemented, as an example. So there have been previous attempts at doing something similar, but I think it was a larger scope, with housing just being a portion of like the Prosperity 2040 that was done, boy, I think 4 years ago now through Portage County Business Council.
So what I'm hearing, it's time.
Yeah, I think a Stevens Point specific would be very beneficial. It's going to provide some guidance to staff and to the council on what policies we could implement going forward. The zoning code, there's a lot of issues with it, I'm not going to lie, as one of the city's zoning administrators, but that could be one that we address. We'd also address incentives for things like workforce housing or low-income housing. So there's a lot that is going to go into this program.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Anything else? Yes, Alderman Niebel.
Even though urban planners pretty much know everything there is to know about cities, as I look to my left and right, I think this is a great idea. No one person or group can know everything about an issue. So bringing in the stakeholders, veterans and seniors and students, CAP services, all of those groups represent little slices of people in our community that need various kinds of assistance or looking for various places to live or work, whatever. So I think something like this is really a good idea, and I think it'll help not only move housing forward, but maybe find places to put new housing areas based on the needs that are found. So I think this is a great idea.
Great. So we will be able to, by voting on this, we'll be basically moving it to council. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. So with that, our agenda is exhausted and we are adjourned at 7:47. Thank you, everyone.
Videos of these meetings are available for viewing on the city's website, stevenspoint.com/videos.